was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. And there came a man who was sent from God. His name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all men might believe. He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. So far the text. Your friends in Christ, this is the season of lights. Lights on the house. Lights on the tree. Christmas lights, candle lights, star lights, spotlights, floodlights, maybe even traffic lights that are red as you drive through might have some significant event in your life during this season. There are so many lights, but you know what? What's the purpose of all the lights? Perhaps you're so accustomed to seeing them, to using them, to using them, perhaps they become so much a part of the physical observation and commercialization of Advent and Christmas that for us, as well as many others in this world, the meaning of light and the media which symbolize it has become something about which we are very much in the dark. The search for light, though, begins in the dark. And that is a good place to start. One can hardly appreciate the light if one does not understand darkness. We all have some concept of darkness. You know, those mornings when we stumble and grope around the dark, putting shoes on the wrong feet, knocking glasses from the nightstand, fumbling in total confusion until we click, find the light. And it may hurt a bit when that blinding flash from the lamp painfully pierces our peaceful repose. And we may greet the needed illumination with an exclamation then, which hardly reflects appreciation for the new day and the new life that light is bringing us. I want you to think about this. The people at the time of John the Baptizer were in the dark. To be sure, they knew their Old Testament well enough to realize that the light was coming. They knew that God, who at the very beginning of creation had made the light by his word of, "Let there be light," would then separate the light from the darkness. Would also see the special creatures fall from the light of grace into the darkness of gloom. God had promised to restore the light to his people. They knew that the same God who had spared his people from the darkness of Egypt and led them by a pillar of fiery light into the promised land, had also promised to bring light to those walking, living in darkness, and establish his kingdom forever, a kingdom to which the prophet Isaiah exclaims, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you." Yes, the house of Jacob knew that they would come and walk in the light of the Lord. The people at the time of our text knew the light was coming, but they were still in the dark. For one, they did not know when it was coming. And second, they really did not understand what that light was. And when it did come, they didn't see it. They were waiting. And they were wondering